Hello, dear friends from Berlin Science Week. I hope you're doing all right. So, I'm here with you from Bogota because I would like to share with you some of my thoughts. So, I'm going to share you something that comes really from the bottom of my heart and that I used to call my slogan. I used to tell my friends that it's like my three A's, and it's basically because it's amar, ayudar, aprender. So to love, to help, and to learn. These are the three forces that guide us, forces that remind us that creativity, care, and collective intelligence can reshape our world. We live in times of social, cultural, and environmental crisis. These crises ask us to rethink the system through which we create knowledge, social value, governance, and of course, care. Today, we want to share how we are building regenerative, just, and human centered infrastructures through two complementary initiatives: Eternal Terra Year and, of course, Dream Machine. So, concerning Eternal Terra Year or Eternal, I would like to share with you a reflection. So, we have been, our attention have been kept because we have been seeing that artists, social innovators, cultural agents face fragile economies, overwhelming administrative burdens, and unsustainable models. Too often, their creativity is trapped in systems that do not nurture it. Eternal proposed a cooperative support model. It is built on three pillars: mutual aid, bottom up governance, and humanitarian solidarity. We think of creativity as solar energy, a living, generative force that powers new cultural economies. It is abundant, renewable, and transformative when shared. Through Eternal, we are connecting policy, art, and governance in real projects that regenerate communities and build resilient networks. For example, our collaboration in ETENS demonstrates how cultural infrastructures can integrate artists, social leaders, and local governance to create lasting impact. And here comes the key question: what if we apply this regenerative philosophy, mutual aid, inclusive governance, and solidarity to female leadership and entrepreneurship? So basically, we have Dream Machine. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about it, but before that, I'm going to put you a little bit more in context. So many women let venture struggle not because of talent, not because of lack of talent or lack of ambition, but because systemic barriers limit access to tools, networks, and capital. Confidence gaps, limited professional networks, lack of mentorship, and scarce financing creating invisible walls. So consider this. Premenstrual syndrome affects 90% of women, yet receives 5 times less research attention than erectile dysfunction, which affects just 19% of men. This is not just a statistic, it's the reflect of a systemic gender data gap that shapes opportunity, research, and innovation. These highly systemic gender data gaps persist blind spots in how we collect and analyze information about women, non binary people, and gender diverse community. These gaps are structural, not accidental, and they are directly shape who has access to opportunity and resources. Without accurate inclusive data programs, products, and policies risk overwhelming and overlooking significant contribution, perpetuating inequities, and limiting the scope of innovation. So, having done this context, having put you in context a little bit more, I would like to introduce you the Dream Machine approach. So basically, Dream Machine is our holistic approach to addressing these barriers. It is an accelerator and incubator that provides legal guidance, financial literacy, business structuring, strategic mentorship, well-being support, and technological tools. Every stage is designed to ensure women-led ventures not only survive, but thrive. Our guiding principles are simple but powerful. So the first one is effective altruism, acting strategically to maximize positive impact. The second one, regeneration and sustainability, ensuring ventures benefits communities and ecosystems. And the third one is community and cooperation, building networks of mutual support. I'm going to tell you a bit about how this idea came to life. With my partner Sylvia, we realized that people often lack not capital, but rather the right information or the right connections, even, even more, the right motivation to keep going. So many meaningful community projects fail not because they don't have potential, but because their leaders feel isolated, uninformed, or unsupported. Dream Machine was born to change that, to become a local accelerator of purpose-driven leadership, connecting community initiatives with education, policy frameworks, and social innovation tools. We aim to empower grassroots leaders, especially women and young people, by transforming personal projects into scalable, sustainable models of social impact. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about our two current projects. We're working on it, and we're really happy and glad for the confidence that Diana and Carolina have accorded to us in order to work together for this dream to become true. For these dreams to become true. So basically, we're going to start with the project one. So it's Diana's project, and basically it's about an animal protection and welfare in Tibasosa, a little town here in Colombia. So what would be the goal? The goal would be to strengthen Tibasosa's municipal public policy on animal welfare by integrating Law 2054 of 2020 and Boyacá Ordinance that it's 057 of 2018, while enhancing Diana's private shelter and her animal care entrepreneurship. What would be the strategy? So we have like 5 strategies. The first one would be foster municipal alliances for shared animal welfare centers. The second will be obtain official recognition and public support for the shelter. The third, establish agreement with universities and veterinary centers for training and sterilization programs. The fourth one, create a municipal animal protection board to involve the community. And the fifth one, support Diana's technical training in veterinary care through accessible programs, for example, through the SENA, that it's an institution here in Colombia, or another private initiatives that could also help her to have the right skills into this veterinary care. What would be the purpose? The purpose would be to turn a grassroots rescue initiative into a model of rural animal welfare policy and community-led care. So we would like, of course, thanks Diana for the trust, and we're going to work hard in order to make it possible, and we know that we have, as an ecosystem, all the tools that we need in order to make this dream to become true. We're going to talk now about the second project, that is hot yoga for schools. So what would be the goal? The goal will be to implement a pilot program of hot yoga and emotional well-being in public schools aligned with national policies on inclusion and educational innovation. So what would be the strategy? So here we have also 5 points. The first one of this one would be develop and present a project pitch and portable yoga prototype. The second would be send an official proposal to relevant public institutions, like for example the Health Secretariat or the other institutes from sports and recreation that could be interested in this initiative. The third one would be build alliance with foundations and social impact organizations, like, for example, foundations like Alpina or Corona or Bancolombia, that are great initiatives, that are great supported initiatives here in Colombia. The fourth one would be apply to public funds and entrepreneurships programs. So, for example, the Fondo Emprender or Chicana Funded also. And finally, the last step would be design a project brochure, the last strategy that would be aligned with the other ones would be design a project brochure and calendar of calls in order to start moving this initiative before the end of the year. What would be the purpose? The purpose would be to bring mind-body educations into schools, supporting mental health, inclusion, and emotional awareness among students. These projects show how holistic support empowers women to transform their vision into sustainable, community-rooted entrepreneurships or enterprises. Dream Machine connects with Eternal, Women of the Future, and global networks. Together, we will regenerative, feminist-led ecosystems that can scale impact without losing humanity. But to truly understand why this matters, not just for women, but for the future of innovation, I want to invite someone who has led this change from technology and finance. So, I'm going to continue this dynamic in crescendo, and I'm sure that you're going to be thrilled to hear about Natalia Jimenez. So Natalia co-founded Lulobank and led LuloX, where she pioneered blockchain solutions and accessible saving models. Today, through Casher Lab and Women of the Future, she explored how collective intelligence, regeneration, and technology can coexist. Natalia, we would love to hear from you. Thank you.